I want to take a moment just to look back at some of the things that we have talked about in STEAM over the last couple of years. I love to look for the science, technology, engineering, art, and math that we can find in the world around us. We spent some time last year looking at some of the ways that our Earth has changed. We've looked at some erosion. We've looked at some of the ways that in mountains on our planet, we can find evidence of it having been an ocean floor where we have seashells in a mountain range. We've looked at areas where there is now a river where there used to be a desert. We've looked at animals that live on our planet that some no longer are here. We've looked at dinosaurs that we currently have to look through the eyes of a scientist, of a paleontologist who studies fossils in order to get evidence of that creature that used to walk on our planet. Dinosaurs are fascinating. One of our favorite T-Rex skeletons that we have to observe, her name is Miss Sue. She is in a museum that we can observe what she used to look like as she walked on this planet. Just a fabulous find. We got to be paleontologists for a day last year and do some fossil digging on our own. Now, dinosaurs, as fascinating as they are not one of my favorite animals. One of my favorite that we've looked at in the past are our penguins. Take a look.
A momentous event. His egg has started to hatch. The father cared for this bundle of life for 2 whole months while his partner was out at sea. He hasn't fed. His only concern has been the egg's survival. The chick sees her father for the first time. A moment that will create a bond between them. Her dad proudly shows off his new baby to another father whose egg is still to hatch. The chick's calls encourage her unhatched neighbour to emerge as well. In this way, the colony's young all arrive together. The new chick joins over 2,000 others that are starting to appear throughout the colony. The new fathers have no time to celebrate. Their babies are hungry. His supplies won't last long. The chick's survival depends on her mother's return.
I love penguins. I think they're my favorites. They work so hard. They have so many struggles just to survive. It is just amazing to me. Now, another animal that we looked at last year, not very remarkable, just one on its own, a very small bird. They're called starlings, but they can be found in flocks of thousands, and that is when they are phenomenal, when they are seen working together. Take a look. Another bird of flight that we learned so much from are our amazing bald eagles. We looked at how they harness that power of wind, that air force, to lift those massive bodies and to soar high in the sky. Now, no, this is not how our modern aircraft fly, but we learned so much by looking at the creatures in the world around us. Now, we talked last year about William, a friend from Malawi, Africa. He lived in an area of drought where they didn't have enough rain and had famine in their land. They could not grow enough crops because they did not have water. He was able to take items that he found in a junkyard and build a windmill. He took scraps from bicycles and he was able to fabricate to make a windmill that he could harness the power of the wind, capture it with those windmill blades, and was able to draw water out of the ground by powering a pump. So this year, we are not going to be talking about our birds from the sky. We are actually going to dive deep and we are going to be looking at creatures that live in our water. And that's because we have an amazing opportunity this year in STEAM. We've partnered with Mercer University and they have set up for us an aquaponics lab in our classroom. Now, aqua meaning water. This system you will find out more about later in the week, but I'm going to give you a glimpse of it today. We are actually using fertilizer from fish in order to help us grow plants. Now, just like William needed a little help in his village to be able to grow enough crops to sustain the people who lived there, there are communities in the world that need to be able to grow more plants. And this is a system that will aid people in doing that. So we are very fortunate to have this here. And like I said, we will be studying and working with this all year long. I'm very excited to share it with you. Just a glimpse of it today. We'll talk more about it Thursday. But in the meantime, like I said, we're going to dive in and we're going to learn more about some creatures that live under the water this year. And I hope that you will jump right in and join with me.